Welcome back to the Charismatic Voice. Today's song choice is to celebrate the Day of Love, and ironically is called What's Love Got to Do with It? Now, this might be a one-night stand, I'm not sure. There could be lots of interpretations here, but I have to say thank you to our patrons for your excellent sense of humor. I have heard this song before, I think when I was very little, but I've never taken a deep dive into Tina Turner, so let's get to it. Gosh, that is a fabulous cape? Dress? Get it?
You must understand, though the touch of your hand makes my pulse react. But it's only the thrill of boy needing girl opposites attract. It's physical, only logical. But whatever the reason, you do it for me. Oh, what's love got to do with it? What's love but a second-hand emotion? What's love got to do with it? Who needs a heart when a heart can be broken? It may seem to you.
Wow. Okay, we have to put some perspective on this so that our ears can fully appreciate what's happening here. This is taken from a performance in 2009, and Tina Turner was born in 1939. Okay, so she's like around 70, and oh my gosh, she's got some great legs. She is just strutting it on stage. I love the fact that she's like, hey, I'm going to come out here and do this in a fabulous red dress with a high slit and whatever that cape thing was. That looked really cool. But like all power to her. This is, she is not only putting on an incredible physical performance, but the vocal performance is really stitched together in some very, very smart ways. This song, I believe, was released in 1984 or 85. I know it won a few Grammys. It really solidified her solo career as well. And I hadn't realized until I was doing some reading right before this that at that point she was like already in her mid 40s. That's crazy. A lot of female artists will establish a career much earlier. And yeah, she'd been doing some things and had a, tumultuous relationship, husband, divorce, etc., etc. But just to put in perspective here, like this woman has had a very, very long and successful career. Let's go back and I'm going to talk some more about some of the smart choices she's making. Gosh.
You must understand, though the touch of
It's not just her smart choices, I have to say, it's the camera's smart choices too. Like, wow, she has got it still. Like 70, and she's got it. Wow. I also like that the heels aren't like mega. That's harder to sing in.
you must understand, though the touch of your hand makes my pulse react. But it's only the thrill of boy needing girl opposites attract. It's physical.
Okay, a couple of things to talk about with vocal aging and some ways that she's really working around it here. I don't think that we should ever consider aging necessarily a bad thing. That brings more wisdom into the voice. It in the same way that you want your grandma to read you a story. I think that the way that grandma sings you songs has like a very wonderful, warm kind of feeling to it. And She has sass too. Like nobody messes with grandma, right? So um, at at 70, there's a sound in the voice, there's a raspiness that I think enters in that I like associate with wisdom and grit of having made it through life. And this is partly just that the vocal folds aren't going to be as well lubricated. They're a lot more rigid at this point too, so it's going to be harder for them to go really fast, wacka wacka wacka. And the faster your vocal folds go wacka wacka wacka, the higher they go, right? So there's also like a just the tissue will essentially become more rigid throughout. And this can create things like make it harder to go higher, but also create that like little raspiness on the edge of the sound, right? Everybody gets more frogs in their throat as they get older. One of the ways that she is working around having this is she's really focusing the sound. She has like a little more snarl on it. And I don't know if that's something she did when she was younger too. Maybe it is, and she's just continued it. Um, but it does help to have a really good focus of resonance with as much efficiency as you can get in the vocal folds, especially when you're getting older.
Makes my pulse react. But it's only the
Right there. Only
boy needing girl on the soundtrack. It's physical. Only logical.
She's got so much style.
Whatever the reason, you do it for me. Oh, what's love got to do with it? What's love but a second-hand emotion?
The way that she pops her words to get more rhythmic emphasis is super awesome. I'm sure we're going to talk about that as it goes on more. But the thing that caught me off guard is that usually when you get older, those higher belted notes start to just be harder to keep together. Again, wacka, wacka, wacka doesn't happen so easily. Often you need a lot more air pressure to try and drive that, and it might start to feel a little thicker, maybe a little more TA engagement is happening. But she actually stitches it together pretty dang thinly, meaning she's able to create a leaner sound as she's going up into that belt that totally belays the age that she's at. I think that is the single most impressive thing that I hear her technically doing that I would just not expect a 70-year-old to be able to do. Even somebody who'd been singing like professionally their entire life, it's very, very impressive to me.
What's love got to do with it? What's love but a second-hand emotion? What's love got to do with it? Who needs a heart when a heart can be broken? It may seem to you that I'm acting confused.
Okay, we're gonna go back here a little bit. And I was talking about how she's sort of like popping these consonants. This has to do with this like the teeth. She's cutting off at the ends of words really quickly. So she'll say like got, or heart. And she doesn't pop the T out. She doesn't go t, but instead she stops the voice actually early. She makes it really snappy and cuts it off. So there's like it's almost like a staccato in music terminology.
Do it for me. Oh, what's love got to do with it?
Yeah,
What's love but a second-hand emotion?
second hand. Yeah, she's going to those consonants fast.
Got to do with it. Who needs a heart when a heart can be broken? It may seem to you that I'm acting confused when you
There's that snarl.
If I tend to
Wow.
be dazed, I read it someplace. I've got cause to be. There's a name for it. There's a phrase that fits.
I love the way she's doing like this sort of like intricate footwork as she's going along. You can tell she's really got a background in dance, and she's also just beautifully engaging with the audience throughout. There's this I think that there's this incredible confidence that can come with just doing it your entire life. And it makes a person lose that self-consciousness and be willing to just engage with the audience and say, hey, I've been through this life here. Let me tell you about it. And I think it's fascinating when I was starting to read these lyrics and I knew what's love got to do with it, got to do with it, got to do with it. But then I started to read deeper and I realized, wow, I feel like this is somebody who's really been through seasons of love, who is imparting some serious knowledge to us youngsters, right? She's like, you guys, let me tell you, like, you might be in love, but ultimately love is not the deciding factor in these decisions. You don't need to be basing it off of love, like going against all of those pop culture ideals, Disney ideals. It's like, it makes you take a moment and just think, maybe she knows something. Back a little.
Place I've got cause to be. There's a name for it. There's a phrase that fits. But whatever the reason, you do it for me. Oh, what's love got to do? Got to do with it. What's love but a second-hand emotion?
Wow.
What's love got to do? Got to do with it. Who needs a heart when a heart can be broken?
One of the other things I hear is it sounds like there's just a little more air escaping in general, right? And this is again partly because you're older, you're not going to have as much, you're not going to have that cardio shape that you used to when you're younger, but also, right, the vocal folds, the efficiency of them coming together. If there's a little rasp in the sound, that means that there's some more air escaping as well. And when you get older, you just have to plan your phrases in a different way. It's possible when you're younger to just keep going, keep going, keep going, because you have more air capacity and you have more control, the ability to sort of siphon it off a little bit better. But when you're older, you need to figure out how to bring more style, more sass, a little more message essentially to what you're singing and have that drive instead of maybe really, really, really long phrases. You can hear her taking lots of breaths here. She might have done that in the original too. I'm not sure, but I hear it just sounds like every now and then like, oh, she probably, I think, sang some longer phrases when she was younger. And I think when she's taking those breaths, she's coming back in and delivering them with so much pizzazz. So she's essentially making the extra breaths and the space work for her. So I'm going to go back one more time. Here we go.
What's love but a second-hand emotion? What's love got to do? Got to do with it. Who needs a heart when a heart can be broken?
Yeah. Okay, that's a sentence. There's a little piece of me that was like, is this like an electronic flute? What's going on? It's such a funky sound. I like it. I like it. I like it. Whoop. So 80s.
I've been taking on a new direction.
Ooh, that was beautiful. Listen to how well that is stitched together. Right, she's got that snarl. The vocal folds are really, I think they're coming together very nicely in that area. And she has like a little slide that she's doing it as well. And she's connecting up to that lower sense of breath support to help with that breath control as well.
I've been taking on a new direction. And I have to say, I've been thinking about my own protection. Scared me to feel this way. Yeah.
Nice. So she's also, remember I was talking about that focus? I actually think she's really driving almost like a little much sometimes through just that very, very forward, like sinuses area. She's keeping it so far forward. And this is smart. It can be really easy to let the sound drop back, especially when you're getting older, just not to keep that driving force. And she's keeping it up so it's got this sort of lightning-like quality. But one more time there.
And I have to say, I've been thinking about my own protection.
Jeez.
Scared me to feel this way. What's love got to do with it?
Wow.
What's love but a second hand emotion? What's love got to do with it? Who needs a heart when a heart can be broken? What's love got to do? What's love but a sweet old fashioned notion? What's love got to do with it? Who
Oof. I also think it's really smart to have some singers come in there because the endurance is going to go down when you get older. She's got them helping her back her up.
What's love but a sweet old fashioned notion? What's love got to do with it? Who needs a heart when a heart can be broken? Love got to do.
Aww. Fabulous. Wow. Still got it. I love how an anti-love song is actually just showing us how much love has affected Tina Turner's life. And I'm not talking about love for another person, but rather love for a thing, for an idea. She loves performing. She loves singing. It has driven her entire life, and she still got it at 70 years old. I love that kind of wisdom, and basically just this, it's a testimony of following your love in your career and in the meaning of your life. Fantastic. If you want to see some more analyses of anti-love songs, you can check out this playlist over here. Happy Day of Love to all of you. Thank you, patrons, and may you fall more in love with music every day.